And I feel that women should want a right. They should want the better things, the finer things in life. We deserve it. Come on, we deserve it. So
Coach Cher, it's a lot going on in this photo.
yeah.
The artist names this the 80-20 Club. And as you can see, it seems to be one man in particular getting all the attention. But what are your thoughts initially on this particular photo, Coach Cher?
And I would say that, first of all, the artist did a phenomenal job with this photo, with this painting. It depicts a whole lot. I can sit here and talk for hours about this painting. And the part of the reason is that in college, I had to do art appreciation, one of the most phenomenal classes I've taken in college. Um, Previous to taking it, I didn't want to, but I did. And it turned out to be one of the best. So this painting here, when I look at it, I see a mixture of different classes of people. And then, of course, I do see the women, they are gravitating toward the gentleman in the suit who looks like he is more on the well-to-do side than some of the others. And I do notice that some of the men are looking over in somewhat of a envy, like, what's going on over here at that table, and perhaps they're even looking at some of the women there. But what I do notice is that as well, the women, some of them look like they're, not in the upper echelon, as they say, and others look like they're more casual. So it's a lot going on in this photo. Even if you notice the guy on all the way on the right in the burgundy and the shades, he's looking like, what is going on? Behind him, that's also, so that's the main attraction. That table with that gentleman with the ladies is the main attraction of that photo. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well thought out. And I did not know that about you, that you took that course in college. And that seems
Okay.
like one of those things that something about this photo and our connection maybe want to have you on, and it's kind of like a synergy type thing. That's crazy, but that's spot on. And I think the point, and I have spoken to this artist previously, and I think
Okay.
part of the point is to point out the hypergamy, I'm sorry, hypergamous nature of women. Uh, and I want to talk about that with you a little bit here today.
Yes.
For those who may not be aware, I'm sure most of you are, but the definition of hypergamy is the action of marrying or forming a sexual relationship with a person of a superior sociological or educational background. And I said the nature of it, but you may disagree, Coach Cher, but you can give your thoughts. What is it about women that makes them hypergamous?
Well, first of all, I would say that, just a disclaimer, I am not hypergamous. And I think that it has to do with, based on what I've seen, I believe that it has to do with so many different things. One of them could be confidence, lack of confidence within that person's self, that woman's self, that she feels that she cannot attain certain things. So therefore she would want to seek it out from, her partner, her husband, or, the male. And another reason would be upbringing, because some women's upbringing is such that the man is supposed to be the one who brings in the dough, brings in the bread, brings in the money. And so could be another reason. And then sometimes some women just love the finer things of life and they would not entertain a man who cannot give them that. They don't see from their perspective how they can also contribute to the table. They would like, just to be the recipient rather than to be reciprocating as well. So those are just some of the reasons. There are much more. I can go down the list. I believe that some women may tend to gravitate towards hypergamy.
Yeah. So you made a direct distinction that you are not, and and you're able to define why a woman would. So I want to ask you, why aren't you?
Well, because I have different values, a different upbringing, and I believe that I have a lot to bring to the table as well.
Mm.
So I believe that when it comes to relationships, it's deeper than that. Now, money and the good life and all of that is very important. I will never say that it's not, because it is. Um, However, for me personally, while money is important, there's relationships are deeper than that. I know that in some societies and even some people, they say that if there's no money, forget it. The marriage could be going wonderful, or relationship, but once that man loses his job, or if the money isn't flowing as it should be, or things are not being gifts and so on are not being purchased, then the lady would be, for me, it's the lady will no longer be interested. But for me, I personally, I am very much I go deeper. And I'm not saying that the women who believe in hypergamy or practice it does not go deeper, but I think it's has to do with mindset as well.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Hopefully I didn't throw you off with the video there, or the coming off of that screen there. But you said some very important things there, and I think I want to dive into it a little bit deeper, if you don't mind. So I talk a lot about just modern women on this channel, and just how we here in the West have formed a society that of course makes women the most comfortable, and have women liberation, and who's against that, who's against equality. I don't think anyone can argue against that. We love the progress that we've made, but we now simultaneously have, I'm sorry to be a little controversial, the most complaining women, and the least married women, specifically. I can speak for the Black community as well.
Yes.
We talked a little bit about your upbringing earlier, or where you're originally from. I
Yes.
don't want to throw you in my fire of controversy, but do your roots of your original country have anything to do with the thoughts that you have?
Possibly, possibly my upbringing and the culture there and I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, for the listening audience, in the Caribbean. It's located in the Caribbean, and I possibly, because I have seen families growing up where the couple will stay together forever and ever. Amen. You would know them no matter what happens. They're together. Even if the man steps out, they're still together. They're holding, so I know certainly that that was not in my growing up. And, I'm not very old, still younger. In my growing up, I didn't see that. So I do think it does have some kind of influence. And as you mentioned rightly, the world is becoming more and more modernized. So right now, if you go back to Trinidad and Tobago, there may be some kind of practice of hypergamy, because the economics of it all and what people would like to see in their lives. If they have no other way to get it, they tend to lean toward the man and say that might be my way out. Maybe he could feed my kids, he can buy my food, he can put the shelter over my head. So I wouldn't say that it's not in Trinidad and Tobago. I think it's worldwide. It's something worldwide. And I feel that women should want a right. They should want the better things, the finer things in life. We deserve it. Come on, we deserve it. So I am not against women wanting the finer things in life. But what I would say is that there should be a mindset shift, knowing that they are capable of adding to the kind of life that they want, the kind of life they'd like to create, and not rely totally on the man for that. Because at the end of the day, that could be a great man.
Yeah.
However, because at that point in time, he's bringing in and doing what he should do, then you've thrown away a good man.
Mm.
So
So true.
Let's go.